Hey guys, Mr. Robinson here, and welcome to the Monday Mystery. Now, I know Comic-Con ended a few weeks ago, and if you haven't seen my video of me at Comic-Con and exploring several things, you can just click that right here, and you could go see it for yourself. But I wanted to talk about a little issue about a movie that was revealed, the Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, the big stir-up that I've heard is that they're going to introduce the villain Ultron without its creator, Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man. And again, I know Comic-Con ended weeks ago, but I wanted some time to think about this situation, rather than just come on my webcam and go, I can't believe Hank Pym's not in Avengers Age of Ultron. How can you have an Ultron story without Hank Pym? So I've given it some thought, and I feel I should explain why fans shouldn't be too upset about Hank Pym not being in this movie. First of all, I am completely aware that after Avengers Age of Ultron, the next movie is, ironically, Ant-Man. So, originally I would think, wow, Age of Ultron would be great to introduce the character of Pym, and then in the next movie have him become Ant-Man. But then I realized that the beauty of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe was to bring in all these different kinds of directors, and bring in their own special skills to make each film kinda unique, and at sometimes different from the other superhero movies. I'm looking at you, DC. And we got Kenneth Branagh bringing Shakespearean and Thor. We got Joe Johnston bringing in his attention to detail of period pieces with Captain America, the First Avenger. We have Shane Black bringing in his different kind of humor to make Iron Man 3 slightly different than the first two Iron Man movies. In November, I haven't seen the movie yet, but we've got Alan Taylor, one of the directors of the show Game of Thrones, which is an excellent show, by the way, if you haven't seen it. And bringing in a Game of Thrones type vibe to Thor the Dark World would be an interesting take and would differentiate from the first movie. So I figured that introducing Hank Pym in Avengers Age of Ultron, Edgar Wright, who's directing Ant-Man, would have to follow whatever Joss Whedon made Hank Pym to be in that movie, and thus his vision of Ant-Man would not be his vision. It would have to be him carrying Joss's vision over into this movie. And plus, since Ant-Man has been in development hell since the Marvel Cinematic Universe even began, to have Joss Whedon put Hank Pym in Age of Ultron, the movie that comes right before Ant-Man, that would be a little irritating to Edgar Wright, who put so much work into trying to get this movie off the ground for Marvel. So that's not very much of a strong reason, but I hope you can understand it. The next reason I have is that, now, I don't know much about Ultron. The best I know about him is that he was created by Hank Pym to, if I understand, help the Avengers out in certain situations. However, Ultron started to become self-aware, betrayed the Avengers and his master, started upgrading himself until he became one of the greatest Avengers' enemies, along with villains like Thanos, Doctor Doom, and Loki. I'm just going by the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon, and how that show portrayed Ultron. So comic fans, please correct me if I get any details wrong, and please don't be hostile about it. I don't know if they've officially announced, but everyone's on the impression that, well, if it's not Hank Pym making Ultron, it's gotta be Tony Stark, because the Iron Legion, Jarvis, is basically controlling them without anyone in the suits. So if there was anyone to create like self-aware suits or mechs or robots, then Tony Stark is the guy. So it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to make Tony Stark be the creator of Ultron. Now, personally, I do wish it was Hank Pym, but for the sake of this universe, I think it's going to be fine. And my last reason is that, if I'm correct, because I did my Wikipedia research, if I'm correct, Hank Pym wasn't revealed to be Ultron's creator until much later. So who's to say that Ant-Man or a future Marvel Cinematic Universe film would reference the events of Age of Ultron, whatever they are, and who's to say that Tony Stark knows Hank Pym, it's just we as an audience don't know him yet. So it could be that Hank Pym is off doing something else, and he gave Tony Stark the plans to make Ultron for him while he was busy trying to become Ant-Man. So having Hank Pym be later revealed to be the creator of Ultron, I think could bring in some redemption for those fans who are doubting. I mean, they could put it at an end credit scene of Age of Ultron, or, again, they could reference it in Ant-Man. So those are basically my reasons on why fans should not panic too much about Hank Pym being absent in Age of Ultron. Now, if you were to ask me personally what I wanted, I would have liked to see Hank Pym in Age of Ultron, but you know, Joss Whedon hasn't let me down yet. Because after seeing the Avengers, I literally had to track down most of the things that Joss Whedon has done. I've seen the entire series of Firefly. I've on season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I guess Cabin in the Woods doesn't count because I saw it before Avengers. I read his take on the X-Men, Astonishing X-Men. I saw Much Ado About Nothing, and I am super psyched for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Though I have not seen Serenity, Dollhouse, or Angel, I'm planning to get to those as soon as possible. So I would say if there's one guy who can pull off a different take of Ultron, it's Joss Whedon, because he knows comic books. He's basically the ultimate, fanboy icon. So I think Joss Whedon's gonna knock this one out of the park like he did with the original Avengers back there. Yeah, back there. And make us a good sequel, because Marvel Studios has not yet made a bad film. At worst, they've made just a good, entertaining movie, like Iron Man 2. So I'm excited for Age of Ultron. I hope it's going to be good. We still got 2 years away till the movie comes out, so my opinion could change the more news comes out, but from everything I'm hearing about Age of Ultron, it sounds good. Just kind of wish Hank Pym was in there, but I list my reasons why I'm not worried. So thank you for watching my reasons on why you guys shouldn't be too worried about Hank Pym being absent in Age of Ultron. This has been the Monday Mystery. I'm Mr. Robinson, and I'll see you guys later.